Why is it we believe what we believe? Let's talk about it today on Coach's Corner. Hey friends, welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner live from San Diego tonight. Hope you had a great week. I don't know about you, but this year has really gotten off to a fast start. There's just so much going on. A lot unexpected too. If you've been paying attention at all to what's been happening out there, there's a lot of unexpected stuff happening. And to say it's interesting, yeah, it's very interesting to watch it. We've been kind of dealing with the last 2 years have been really tumultuous for so many of us. And we're seeing, some shifts now. We're seeing some changes. Some things for the better, some things for the worse, but things are definitely changing. They're going a lot faster now. We've kind of been looking for this. We're looking for this kind of activity. It's here. We're starting to see it. So I wanted to share something with you today. I had a conversation with a client earlier this week, and she was telling me a little bit about, some of the people that she deals with. She's a coach, and she's dealing with family situations and people who are really getting into arguments. And she had, a couple that got divorced because they couldn't agree on so many things as we're going, obviously you're looking at everything that's going on. There's so many different topics. And when the husband and wife can't agree on it, they really got to the point where they couldn't be with each other anymore. And that's pretty sad for me to see that. It's sad to see so many families fighting. We're seeing the infighting too in companies, within, amongst employees. Teams are breaking up. People are leaving companies. There's all this stuff going on. And I wanted to really think a little bit about our belief systems and really, where do our beliefs come from? Why do we have them? Can we change them? And what if we did change them? What would happen? And I'm here to talk a little bit about that today because I think it'd be a very good topic for many of us to understand. And, I've been getting into heated arguments sometimes with people online. And it's like, it's only because our belief systems are so different, right? I'm over here and they're way over there. And it's really kind of interesting to watch how much we cling to our belief systems, how strong they are. And how much of us that they really make up, a big part of us, right? And it becomes a challenge to hear another point of view. And I think it's doubly challenging in these times right now because all the media and the convincing that's going on is you got people on one side and they are totally convinced that everything they know is the absolute truth. They totally believe it. They take it at face value, and they won't hear anything else. And the other side's the same thing. It's not like one side's better than the other. We're both sides, no matter what side of this you take. And, there are a few of us that try to go down the middle, and that kind of leaves us being beaten up by both sides sometimes. But I try to understand at least people who don't believe what I believe. We'll listen to them and hear them out a little bit and see maybe there's something there I can learn. Maybe not. Maybe there is, maybe there's not. Maybe they'll bring new information to me that'll cause me to maybe want to change some of the things that I believe. So I wanted to go over that today with you. I want to talk a little bit about beliefs and talk about why is it we believe what we believe, right? It's one of the big questions that we all have. And it really comes down to what we're exposed to. Now, you could look at it and you say, I'm exposed to this media source or this social media channel, or I follow these 10 people, or, my family members, we all have a similar belief system. We all grew up in the same way. Our references are the same, and we all end up with the same ideas, the same thinking. Groups will tend to be like that. They're kind of what they call groupthink, right? We'll start to see a lot of that. And, it's like, wow, we have these belief systems, but we never question them, right? We never go back and say, are they the right belief systems? Maybe there's some new information. Maybe that belief system was serving you 10 years ago, not so much anymore. But we never go back and explore them. And what happens with a lot of people is they get stuck in sameness, right? Year after year, they're not really growing, they're staying the same. Why? Because they're not expanding, they're not exploring more. So at the very beginning of the whole COVID situation, I was telling people on my podcasts and my clients, friends, family, I said, just make sure you do one thing. I don't care what side of things you come down on as much, but make sure you do one thing. Never get stuck with just one source of media, right? Because then you take on their belief systems, whatever they're believing, whatever they're feeding you, you're not being exposed to anything else. It's hard to really form your own belief system, right? So what do you believe? It's like, well, you've only got one source of information. And you have to at some point say, well, that source of information is absolutely true, absolutely the truth. Or if it's not, you got to find something else. So I did something different. I decided that instead of following one source of media, first it was 1, then it was 5, then it was 10. It's nearly 300 different places I get news from these days. And that forms my belief systems are changing sometimes based on new information as it comes in. So I'm not hardcore in certain things. Other things I am, because I've got so much experience and so much information that just keeps backing up and backing up and backing up and backing up. Not from one source, from multiple sources. And that gives me, confidence when it comes time to talk to people about things that we're not on the same page with. It's like I know where I stand with things. I know what I believe. I know where I've gotten my information from for the most part. And, I can speak intelligently and defend myself if I need to in those kind of situations. That's not true of most people. Most people literally aren't getting enough information to be able to form the kinds of beliefs that would really take them to a deeper understanding and maybe even change or shift what they believe in. Now, I'm not talking about just, the issues of the day. I'm talking about everything, right, across the board. And Tony Robbins has always told us, if you want to change your life, change your beliefs. And it's really true. You want to change your life, you got to change what you believe. It'll change the fabric of everything that's going on with you. So let's start out. Let's talk about what is a belief. Good question, right? What is a belief? Well, a belief is really is an idea that you make up and you form based on experiences, information, people around you, all the things that we're exposed to, right, cause us to have certain beliefs. And, we call them reference experiences, right? So we have this experience, this experience, this experience. Well, that must mean this is true. And that becomes our belief. So that's really sort of the very basic idea of where beliefs come from. And we go one step further and now we say, okay, what is a conviction now, right? What is a conviction? A conviction is sort of a double-edged sword a little bit. It's an unquestioned belief. So when something is a belief for a long time, you still might have some opportunity in there to change it. When it becomes a conviction, it's much harder, right? That's locked in. You're not listening to anybody else. You've got it. You know what it is, and you're solid on that. And you're not going to take any other people's advice or any other information. You're not open to it. So a conviction, sometimes really good, really good. I can run the 4-minute mile. That's a great conviction to have. But some other things, probably not so much. So be aware of that one a little bit. That one can be a little challenging. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about this table that's in front of me, and I'm going to give you some information about this table, and I want you to think about, what I'm going to get you to believe about it. Number one, I'm going to get you to believe that this table is strong and solid. Why? Because it's made of wood. It's got a 1/2-inch plywood top here. It's really, really thick, and under it, there are steel legs, solid steel legs. This table is so solid, you could probably get up on it and dance on it, right? So that's the information I'm going to give you about this table. And if you're not in the studio with me, what would your belief be? You would probably guess, the table's pretty solid. It's made of wood and it's got steel legs. Things got to be pretty strong. I didn't give you the full information, though. If you were in the studio, what you'd recognize is that it's been modified, that there were 4 steel legs, 1 on each side. The 2 have been taken off the side and 1 has been placed in the center. So the table only has 3 legs. Interesting. The steel that it's made of, kind of chintzy steel, not very thick, right? Probably, I don't know that I would stand on this table. And is it solid? No, not at all. It's actually held down by sandbags, if you want to know the truth. This table is held by sandbags because it is so wobbly, because it's only got 3 legs. The reason it has 3 legs is I could put a chair in here and I could put a chair in here, and I can have interviews with people. Let me show you that on the other camera. You can see it better here. So I can put a chair here, and if the leg is in the center, it's not in the way, and put another person here, and then we can do an interview. So this table, not very solid. You can see it does rock pretty much, and it's held down by sandbags. So what just happened? Well, I changed your belief system. Initially, you had a little bit of information. You could form a belief system that this table was solid. Why? Because of the information I told you. So I had some reference experience. You said, okay, I've got solid wood. I've got solid steel. I would agree that table's probably very solid. But as I sort of gave you more information, tried to shift your belief on it and tried to say, okay, look, it's only got 3 legs, not 4. You assumed it had 4, right? Because tables have 4 legs. This one has 3. You assume that steel is really powerful and really strong. Well, all the support braces that it came with, they're removed. And the steel really isn't that thick. And you assumed it was solid, but I'm going to tell you, no, it's not. I can rock this table. It's really not that solid. Now your belief has changed. So the illustration, I know it's a little, not great or whatever. It's just a table, but the illustration is kind of accurate in terms of what we're looking at when we look out there. In the great beyond, we start looking at, everything that we're being fed. If you're being fed from one source of news, remember, everything is headline news today. Everything. You might say, well, what do you mean? We had headline news. They did away with that years ago. In 3 minutes, you're going to tell me about a national story in 3 minutes and give me everything I need to know about it? Not happening, right? Of course not. So everything is, in a sense, headline news. You're just getting the title. And the more sensationalized that headline is, the more you'll watch. So you're not getting the full story. So it's forming beliefs. You're forming beliefs based on incomplete information. Oh, wow, pretty strong, right? All of us are doing that. All of us are getting incomplete information. Even me, who's got, like I said, nearly 300 different sources of information coming at me. Some days I could spend hours going through things and it's okay. I got to get my work done. I can't do this anymore. I've got so much coming at me. And even the beliefs that I've formed sometimes are disproven later on. All that information, you would think I got it all. But I think what the more important piece here is to remain very strong in your beliefs. There's no question you want to do that. You want to stand for something, otherwise you stand for nothing, right? So you want to have those beliefs. And at the same time, you don't want to get them all to the level of conviction because you want to be able to shift them as they no longer serve you. That's a hard thing for a lot of people. A lot of people hang on to their belief system and they don't change it, right? Think about religion throughout the ages. People pick up a religion or a political party or whatever, and they identify with that, and that becomes their belief system, and it's impossible, nearly impossible, to change it over time. Well, I'm going to tell you, if you want to be successful, you got to be open to new information coming to you, new information showing up that would cause you to want to change some of your beliefs. So I'm going to tell you the secret to all of this. And it was one that came out of, like I said, sort of 2020, started to happen in March of 2020. To me, everything that was going on, none of it made any sense. What was being presented, what our officials were talking about, it didn't add up, right? Nothing connected, nothing added up. So it caused me to start digging deeper. And one of the things you really have to do in today's society is start to dig a little bit deeper, because you're not going to get the information on the surface. I know a lot of people, I've got clients who are just, I'm just casual. I just go along the news. I just watch it for 10 minutes and, I've got what I've got. I don't have to worry too much about it. That was fine. I think years and years ago, in years past, maybe it wasn't fine, but it was okay. We could get away with it. I don't know that we're there anymore. I think you really have to dig a little bit deeper because you're not being given the full story of what's happening. And one of the challenges, I think, is that we end up forming beliefs with incomplete information. I see that happen a lot. And what happens is somebody has this one little nugget and they formed a belief on this little nugget. Somebody has 10 nuggets and they have a different belief. And I can't share these other 9 with you. You won't hear them. And what happens? We have conflict. We've got a lot of conflict in society these days, right? And it keeps coming and coming and coming, and it won't stop until we learn to be a little bit more open. Like, I don't care what you believe. You don't care what I believe, because I have to live with my beliefs. You have to live with yours. And the moment you try to cross that line and try to make your beliefs my belief, then we're going to have conflict. It's okay to say, I appreciate you. I appreciate what you believe. That's fantastic. I know the information. I know where you got it from. I know where you're coming from. I understand. I don't have to convert you into what I believe. Why should I? Why should it matter, right? To turn you into a person believing what I believe. I don't have to do that. You have your own beliefs. They're uniquely yours. You will do self-evaluation and you'll dig deep. And what you'll look for is you'll say, okay, are these beliefs that I'm holding, are they helping me or are they hindering me? And the moment you find that they're hindering you, you may want to start asking more questions. The trick is to dig deeper, right? To get more information. More information allows you to be more educated on whatever topic we're talking about. And the more educated you are, the more you'll form better, more realistic beliefs about whatever the topic is. It's interesting. You take something like weight loss, for instance, and people believe they can't lose weight. They can't lose weight. Why? Because they will tell you they've tried everything. I'm like, everything? If you've tried everything, you probably would have lost weight because there's a lot of things you could do to lose weight. There are thousands and thousands of techniques, right? But they stop because they believe in their mind that they've tried everything. Everything is a really weird word because you can't try everything. You don't have enough life years to try everything. So the things you've tried haven't worked, although there are still other things that you can try going forward that may end up working really well for you. So you got to let go of that belief. You got to, you hang on to it too long. It's a detriment. You're never going to lose the weight, and you're going to fight it for the rest of your life. You're going to say, well, it doesn't work, and the weight loss doesn't work. It works for some people, but it's just not for me. Or exercise, or building a business, or building a mailing list, or, whatever. So I go through my own business, and I go, okay, where am I struggling? Where are the challenges? Where are the spots that I need to put more focus on to fix so I can move forward, take it to the next level? And I often find that I have beliefs around it. The reason why it didn't work is because I held a certain belief. I didn't even know it was there. And I said, okay, what do I believe about this? What do I believe about list building? What do I believe about prospecting? What do I believe about podcasting? What do I believe about coaching? What do I believe about speaking? And you'll find you start to open those up. There's a lot of beliefs in there. Some of them are really helpful. Some of them, not so much. And then you want to change them. How do you change them? You start looking for more information. Dig deeper, dig deeper, dig deeper. Find new things that can help you shift that belief to a more supportive belief. So you can do it. And if you change your belief, you change everything, right? So you change a belief around losing weight. You say, you know what? I haven't tried everything. There are other ways out there. I just haven't found them yet. Then you might say, well, who do I know that has lost weight? And maybe they can point me in the direction of something they've tried that's worked for them. I'm open to trying. All of a sudden, bam, you shift that. A year from now, you're down 20, 30 pounds. You're like a different person, right? It's just about shifting the belief. The beliefs are so powerful and they can serve us so well. But if we hang on to the wrong ones, we're in trouble. So my message to you today is just make sure that you stay strong in your beliefs, but also at the same time, be open to new information that will cause you to maybe change your belief or maybe improve your belief or take it to a new level. Right? I've been saying for a long time, you want to be strong, very strong, especially in times that are uncertain like they are right now. And at the same time, you want to be flexible and go, people, how do I do that? How do I do that? Think of the oak tree. Very, very strong, but in a strong wind, it's going to bend. Not going to break, but it's going to bend. So you want to be strong, but you want to remain flexible at the same time. So with your beliefs, you want to be, very, very strong on your beliefs, but always remain open to new information coming that may cause you to want to change some of your beliefs. All right. I want to thank you for watching. If this has been valuable, please do share it with your friends and followers. I would appreciate it very much. We're growing our podcast audience here every week. And it's always fun to find new people joining us and new people coming on board. And I really look forward to sharing with you every week. I'll be back next Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk soon.